Hi, this is Sweet June. I'm back. I want to talk about on the heels of my last video where I was talking about the black women getting put out of the Victoria's Secret store. Um, I want to talk about black people. Why do us black people get judged as a whole? Why do we get judged as a whole? Um, I just really getting sick and tired of us being judged as a whole. It's like um, other races of people, I don't know, other races of people get judged as a whole. Other races of people do get stereotyped, but it's like we get put into the same box. It's just like if some of our people, yes, some black people do steal, but not all black people steal. Like I said, I worked in a Myers store, and I've seen white people stealing as well as black people. Black people are not the only people that steal, and it's racist to think otherwise. It's racist to think that it's racist to think that all black people steal or all black people commit crimes. People of other races commit crimes. Um, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I've never stole. I'm not gonna say I've never stolen anything in my life, but I never stole. Went into a store and stole things out of a store. I buy everything that I go in the store for. I buy it. Okay. If I can't buy it, then I don't need it. If I have to steal it, I don't need it. I really despise thieves. I don't like thieves, and I really despise thieves. So my thought is, I'm not going to become the very thing that I hate, that I despise. I despise a thief. To me, in my opinion, thieves are up there with murderers and rapists. To me, they're right up there in the same league as murderers and rapists. Um, Stealing is really bad, you know. In God's eyesight, it's bad. And so, even before I became a Christian, I didn't steal. Before I even became a Christian, I didn't steal. If I can't go in the store and I can't pay for something or go into debt for it, then I don't need it. I'll go into debt for it before I steal it. You know, I will go into debt for something. If I want it bad enough, I'll go into debt for it and pay for it before I steal it. Okay? If I have to steal something, then I don't need it. Okay? So I just really get appalled when I get profiled. I've gotten profiled in the store before. Does it happen every time I shop? No. But when it does happen, I'm pretty annoyed by it. And I'm pretty appalled by it. So I can't imagine how these young ladies must have felt getting put out of that store. I mean, when you go to a store, you want to be treated with respect. And bottom line, you just want to be treated with respect when you go to a store, particularly if you know you're a law-abiding citizen and you know that you don't steal. You want to be treated with respect. You're patronizing the store, you know, you want to be treated with respect. You don't want to be treated like a criminal when you go to a store. I don't want to be profiled and treated like a criminal when I go to a store. Just because there happens to be certain members of my race that steal. Yes, there is some black people that steal, but I don't steal. Everybody in my family don't steal. I know a whole lot of black people that I know personally that don't go in the store and steal. Okay? A lot of us, there are a lot of black people that are law abiding citizens, and we don't go in the store and and steal stuff. We pay for everything that we get. I pay for everything that I get in the store. I don't have to steal. I don't have to go in the store and take anything. If I have to steal it, then I don't need it. And so it just doesn't make sense and the young lady that got put out of there, she was saying on the video that she was planning on spending some money up in there. She was saying that she had went into that same store before and had spent the whole grip of money. And it was just ridiculous. It was no reason for them to discriminate against her like that. You know, it was just no reason to do that. you know. And I'm just really getting sick and tired of black people being judged as a whole. I'm getting sick and tired of black people being put in the same category. All of us are not thieves. All of us do not kill, are not killers and murderers and rapists or whatever. I know a lot of black men that are law abiding, black men in my family, and I know a lot of other black men that are law abiding citizens. Then they don't kill people, they don't rob people, they don't steal. They're law abiding citizens. I know a lot of black men that are law abiding citizens. I know a lot of black women that are law abiding citizens. There's a lot of black people out there that are law abiding citizens and they don't steal and they don't kill and they don't rape and they don't rob. They don't commit crimes. So to put all of us in the same box and say that we all commit crimes, it's just racist. It's just racist. It's the racist to the highest level to say that we all do commit crimes. All of us do not commit crimes. But there's a lot of people out there that say that we all do. And I'm getting sick and tired of being lumped in the same box as other black people, certain other black people that steal. Because you got thieves in all races. You know, there's white people that steal, there's other races of people that steal. You know, and so looking for as a business from a business perspective, if I had a store, if I had a retail store, I'm gonna be looking out for any suspicious activity, regardless of the race of people. That you know, you're supposed to be looking out for everybody, not just a certain race of people. If you're just looking at a certain race of people, then other races of people think they can come in and rob you blind, and basically they can if you're just looking at and targeting the black people. So it's just stupid. It's stupid to put all one race of people all in the same box. And so often we are stereotyped and we're all judged as a whole. It's just like I was watching a video, and particularly black women. Black women, we are horribly stereotyped. We're horribly stereotyped. If you guys get a chance, check out my video that I did when I read off all the I compiled a list of all the stereotypes that they have for black women. And it was like 30 something stereotypes. It was like 30 something. I counted like 30 something. Black women are horribly stereotyped. Black men are too, but black women are horribly stereotyped. And I was watching this video of this guy named Hunter. I forget what his name was, but he's a white guy. It's a couple of those guys on here. One guy is named Andy something, and the other guy, this guy's name is Hunter something. And basically, what their whole mo is that they look at certain people on YouTube, black people and some white people too, that they kind of talk about certain black people that come on YouTube and they talk about racism and stuff like that. They basically counteract those black people that talk about racism a lot. They kind of do videos and they kind of react those videos. And the people talking about sexism and stuff like that, they kind of come on and they counter react those videos. And there's probably certain white people that they do with anyway, with too. And this guy had this guy, his name is Hunter something, and he was showing a video of a black woman that was in a McDonald's. I guess she was in a McDonald's drive-through, and she was taping herself going off on the lady in the drive-through about some chocolate chip cookies, you know, and she was cussing and going on and just being belligerent to the lady, just being really belligerent because she was going off over some chocolate chip cookies. And she was just being belligerent, and I was just watching that when he showed a clip of that video on his video, and I was watching that, and I was like, see, and all of us black women are going to be put in, we're going to be put into that same category. I'm going to be put into the same category as this black woman that's going off and popping off at the drive-through when I don't even do stuff like that, you know. I'm very pleasant because I used to work in retail, and so I know what it's like from a service perspective. I used to be on that other side, so I know what it's like to have to work in those positions. I've had to work in those positions. So I have a respect for people in the service industry. I really have a lot of respect for people in the service industry because, and when I make sure that when I go somewhere, I make sure that they're very respectful. I'm very respectful to them, and I thank them, and I'm very nice because I used to be on that other side, and I know what it's like to be on that other side and have somebody, have a customer come through and be rude to you. And so I know what it's like. I worked in the service industry, so I know. And so I make sure that when I do go someplace, doesn't matter whether it's a restaurant, a store, or whatever, I make sure that I treat all the service people with respect because a lot of those positions are low paying. They don't make a lot of money at those stores and fast food restaurants and stuff. Those are very low paying positions. They don't make a lot of money. Um, it's hard to deal with the public. I mean, I kind of like it because I'm a people person. But you do get some customers in that's just bad, horrible. And then you have to act like the customer is always right, and they're not always right. But you got to act like they are right. And people don't understand the service industry is very difficult. It's very difficult dealing with the public because you got to deal with all different types of people. And even if a person is being mean to you, you still got to try to be nice to them. And it's very difficult. I've done it before. And so I make sure that when I go someplace, I make sure that I treat the people in the service industry, whether it's people at the gas station, restaurants, or stores. I make sure that I treat them all with respect and acknowledge them and be nice and be kind. Um, that's what Jehovah God would want me to do anyway. As a Christian, I would do that anyway. Um, so, but I just couldn't help but to think and look at that and think that now I'm going to be put in a lot of other decent black women are going to be put in the same category as this black woman right here. And it's just not right. It's just not fair. It's just not right that I got to be put in a lot of other decent black women have to be put in the same category as these belligerent black women that go through the drive-through and are mean to uh, the staff. I mean, it's just, I said, see, and I looked at that. I said, see, now all the rest of us black women are going to be put in that same category. We're going to all be accused of being that way. And I hate to be put in that same category because I try to treat everybody with kindness. I try to treat everybody with respect. Um, Now, if somebody gets ugly to me, then yeah, I'm gonna get a little ugly. I'm gonna try not to go off on them, but I'm at the end of the day, I'm a human being. But but just to be totally belligerent. I mean, most service people have been pretty nice to me. And even if they're not being nice, there's certain things that I can say or I can complain to the management that they're not being nice to me. Or there's certain key words that I can say to them to let them know that you're not being very nice. But you don't have to be belligerent. You don't have to cuss at them, use foul language. You don't have to be belligerent. That's just unacceptable. That's unacceptable behavior coming from anybody, regardless of race. And so I'm just really just getting sick and tired of when certain black women do certain things that the rest of us black women have to be put into that same category. That we have to be judged. We all have to be put into that same category and be judged according to the say that we're all the same way. And I just really getting sick and tired. I want to be judged by the content of my character. I don't want to be judged according to what somebody else is doing. I want to be judged by the content of my character. I don't want someone to look at my race and say, okay, she's ratchet or whatever. I'm not ratchet. There's a lot of other black women out here that are not ratchet. I don't want to be put into that category. And I'm just really getting sick and tired of us being judged as a whole. We all, just because, we all get accused of being on welfare and all this kind of stuff, beating the system and all that. When other races of people there's other races of people that are on it. There's other races of people that get food stamps, but we get the most scrutiny for being on it. Like, I guess, like we don't have the right to be on it or something. I guess we don't have the right to receive the assistance. So but we get accused of trying to beat the system, and not everybody, that's every black person that receives food stamps are trying to beat the system. But we get accused of that. And so I just really getting sick and tired of us black people being put in the same box. We get judged as a whole. And in situations like this, where it affects us to the point to where we got to go into a store and we got to get put out the store because you done caught another black person stealing. So now all the rest of us got to be kicked out. All the rest of us got to be kicked out the store now because you didn't caught one black person stealing. It's like what I said in my other video, the incident at the Payless store, where they caught some black people of changing tags on stuff, and then she told the other sales lady to profile some other black people coming to the store. You know, that's just ridiculous. They don't have the you don't have the right to do that. You don't have the right. You don't get to judge every black person and assume that every black person is going to steal just because you caught some black people stealing. I just think it's in the people, like I say, think that we're playing a race card. This stuff really happens, and I'm so glad that that young black lady got it documented on video, because this stuff really does happen, and it's not about playing the race card. This stuff really does happen, and I'm just really getting tired of it. I'm sick of black people being put in the same category, black people being judged as a whole. And it's part of that systematic racism. It's all a part of that systematic racism. It's like when black men get stopped, these black men have been getting killed and everything by the police because they automatically assume that they up to no good. When they stop you and you black, they automatically think that because you black, you up to no good. Now, granted, there are some good cops out there that try not to be biased, but it's just like what I talked about. You guys catch my video, Driving While Black, where I got profiled. The cops automatically assumed that I stole a computer from my neighbor's house simply because of the fact that me and my teenage son lived next door to them. So catch my video when I'm talking about that. I was very appalled by that. I was very appalled by that. You automatically assume because I'm black and I happen to have a black teenage son that I stole these people's computer. And I was very appalled by that. I was very upset. The situation was really upsetting to me, and I was very appalled by it. And I'm just getting sick and tired of black people being put in the same category. Not all black people. It's just like you can't, like when you go to California in certain places and you're driving around, and like there was a celebrity that I can't remember. I think it was the guy. It was a black male celebrity said that I can't remember what his name was, but he said that he had to downgrade his vehicle because in California he had to downgrade his vehicle and get a cheaper and less expensive car because he got sick and tired of the cops stopping him because he was driving around. I guess he was in a Benz, or he was driving a Benz, or maybe a Royals, or whatever it is that they drive when they're rich. And he kept getting stopped by the police, and the police was wondering why he got such a nice car. Well, not all black men steal cars. There is actually a lot of black people that are hardworking. A lot of black people are business owners. A lot of black people are in the entertainment industry. Or there is a lot of black people that are legitimately hardworking people, and they legitimately, legally make their money. So when you legally and legitimately make your money, then you have the right to go out and buy a beautiful car. You shouldn't have to downgrade your car just because people want to be ignorant and thinking that you stole your car because you're black. So it's sad that black people in California can't drive around in beautiful cars, or any city, because it's automatically assumed that they stole the car. Well, black people aren't the only people that steal cars. So it's just this kind of stuff affects our life. They don't understand that this kind of stuff affects our life. This affects our livelihood, and it affects our life. It affects us psychologically. It affects us emotionally, mentally, on all levels. I mean, not that they care, but it's just crazy. I just be so glad. I just pray for the kingdom. I just pray for the kingdom to come. and pray for a time when we don't have to deal with this stuff anymore. You guys let me know in the comment section what you think. More videos coming up. This is Sweet June.